Welcome back to Sports Cards Analysis. I'm JT with another case break simulation. Today we got 2023 Topps Inception Baseball. Great products, gone back and forth between Bowman and Topps, but let me get to it. If you've never seen my channel before, what I'm about to do is give you a ton of analysis, a ton of breaking information, a ton of analysis, analytics in order to help you make your purchases in breaks. Which team should you buy? Which players should you buy? What should you look out for? These are what the cards look like. They look awesome. I love Inception. All I ask is that you don't blame me when you don't hit, because I'm not going to ask for anything when you do hit. So that's my disclaimer. Now let's get right into it. Inception, great product, a little higher end, 7 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 16 boxes per case. Cost of a box is $23.99 at Steel City. I don't know what breakers are charging for this stuff, but I'm going to break it down as if it was $23.99 for the breaker price. What I want to do here in this first table, if you haven't seen my channel, if you have, well, just listen up. I got a lot of good information. If you haven't seen it, let's imagine that every card in this set is the exact same value. We don't consider player, we don't consider rarity, we don't consider type of card. We just look at the distribution of the price of this case across all. So if I'm a breaker, how can I price each team so it's fair? Well, the only way to really do that is to charge by probability, and we break down that probability here so that you can pay a fair market value for a team just based on the probability of hitting. So if you want to pay for the probability of hitting an autograph card, I've got it sorted here top to bottom. We don't look at the unique number of autograph variants like most checklists. I actually consider the print runs and show you how many cards total are in this set for each team. And if you were to pay the exact same price for every single card and you were to add it up, well, you should pay around $150 or less for the Cardinals and then go down from there. Okay, this is 1 through 10 as far as which teams have the most autographs. Now we're not paying, remember, we're not paying by player or anything, just the probability that you'll hit an autograph. This is page 2, 11 through 20 in order, going down, and then we get into some of the dual teams there. Okay. Now, if you want to look at the total number of cards so that you can walk away with the largest stack of cards, that includes parallels, base, and autos. Well, now we're looking at the Marlins. They have the most cards in the set, and at most you should pay around $221 US. Does that mean that that's what you should pay? Obviously not. We want to consider the strength of this product. But let's first go through the first 3 pages here, and just you can take screenshots and figure out which teams are in which order for Inception. Now, let's go off strength. What I've done is I've pulled a lot of data, and I have determined what value to assign for every single card in this set. Autographs, parallels, base, every player, every parallel, every serial number, doesn't matter. I've assigned a value. And then I've also ranked players 1 through 5 on whether or not that player should be a high profit ROI player or might not sell at all. You sell at a loss. When you buy into these breaks, you want to consider, will I make money from my purchase? Am I spending my own hard-earned money wisely? And will I get a return that is high or low or break even? So what I do is I assign those values, and then I run 200 case breaks. I wrote a simulation. I did all this through code. People ask me, what do I use? I use Python and R. I simulate case breaks based on the pack configuration, the hobby box configuration, the case configuration, and then I spit out the results here. Now, for ROI, return on investment, we're looking at players between 1 and 5. 1 might not sell, 5 high profit. Well, there's not a lot of 1s. This is a higher end product, so you see a lot less 1s. But there's a lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s. That's some of these rookies aren't getting a lot of value. Like Angels, for example, they have I think 5 or 6 players, maybe 7 players in Inception. 2 of them being Trout and Ohtani, the rest being not great. So that kind of contributes to the way that this bar chart's skewed. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can't see that. 5, there are some 5s in here. There's a good amount of 3s and 4s. So what does that mean? That overall, when you look at just the autographs, the value overall out of 5, what do the autographs bring? Is a 2.9. Okay, out of 5 for the total product, that includes parallels and base. This is 3.1. The checklist is decent. Three is about the mark where we start looking at decent products. Anything above 3 is a good product. Anything below 3 is kind of missing the mark a little bit. but this is right around average. This is right around good, I would say. This is a good checklist. They're doing a better job. Topps is doing a better job at removing some of the duds from their products. But let's really specifically look at return on investment. So I run 200 case breaks, and then I add up all of the prices for every card that I've assigned, and then I divide that number by 200 because that's the average for 200 cases. And when I ran those 200 case breaks, the highest ROI on average that I was getting was the Angels. And that is because there is a significant amount of Ohtani autographs, not as much Trout, but there are some dual autos from Trout and Ohtani. And those tend to tip the scales because those are so valuable. Okay? Well, then we go down from there. So average ROI, and yes, the number is low, but consider it's for 200 cases. The next thing I'm going to show you is the average when it does hit, and how many cases should we expect to hit Angels autographs, for example. Well, I'll show you. Okay, and then the strength of the checklist, this is just using these metrics from before, but I'm valuing by team, by the type of card, and then the full product. So number one, full product strength means that there's the best, highest rated 4s and 5 players for that team in the checklist, also with the most cards. Lower the score, 30 being the worst. It has probably Julio Rodriguez, and that's probably about it for the Mariners. I'm not sure. I didn't look, manually through it. But that's how you can interpret the product strength. But let's look at ROI. So top 10 teams in ROI. Okay, right there. Then the next 10, 11 through 20 ranked teams in ROI on average for 200 case breaks. Then we go to page 3, and that's 21 through 30 in ROI for case breaks. Now let's look at an even more significant number. I think this is the best table, the best chart you're going to see, period, in this video. There's a lot of information still to come, so stay tuned, but this is probably the best that you're going to see. Here's how you read this table. Here's the team and the type of hit. It's going to be autograph, base, or parallel in this table. The ROI when it hits, that instead of dividing it by 200, I tell you how many cases in 200 case breaks that type of card, Angels autographs, hits. It hits in 64 cases, so just over 1/4 of the time. For every 4 cases, you'll probably hit one Angels autograph. And on average, over those 64 cases, those 64 hits, we're averaging $794 in ROI. So do you want to factor in when you buy into a break the rarity of hitting 1 every 4 cases? Or do you want to be like, I want to risk it all and get the highest ROI? It's up to you. I'm not going to give you a strategy. You can decide. But here it is, and I'll go through probably all 10 of these pages, maybe not with the base and stuff because that doesn't matter. But here is the average ROI and how many times that hits. So again, how you read this table is 108 times, 108 case breaks, the Braves had an autograph. Okay, that's how you read that. And on average, it's giving a $265 return on investment. Now, I don't consider how much these teams cost, so return on investment is just from $0. But this is half the time, half the cases, there's a Braves autograph. That's really good. So use that information how you want. And these simulations, in my opinion, are very realistic. They have represented. I've used this. I've tested this. I've bought into breaks using my own analysis, and I have hit. So knowing that, half the time Braves autographs, half the time Orioles autographs, very good odds there. And then 1/4 of the time Nationals autographs. So let's keep going. So now we're still getting a pretty decent ROI, over $100. 72 cases have Astros autographs, 120 have Royals autographs. Let's see if we can get some really high hit frequency autographs. Marlins, 121 cases. Here we go, 153. So that's parallels, that's why. So for every 4 cases, 3 of them are going to have an Angels parallel. That's not bad if you like parallels, and Inception has some pretty good parallels. So just take screenshots. I'll keep going through this a little slowly. You can use this how you want. ROI per case when it hits, okay? So it's ROI per case. So 162 cases have base cards of the Diamondbacks. Is that valuable? I don't know. Maybe you like the base. There we go. There's all 10 pages there, with that one being last. All right, so now that we're through that, let's talk about the ROI by set. You might be thinking, what's the most expensive thing I can get? If I hit, what is the thing I can charge the most for? Well, this Inception autograph team logo book, we're getting an ROI of $620. It's only hit twice in 200 case. Remember, this is in 200 case breaks, not the whole set, just 200 case breaks. So it only hit twice. So you'd have to get it in 200, or really realistically, you'd have to get in 100 case breaks to even hit this once. And that's going to give you a lot of value. Obviously, 620 is probably an average. And with these dual autographs and stuff, I don't always have a value listed, so it might actually be way higher than that. Then you got Inception Dawn of Greatness, short print Inception autographs, Inception autograph MLB silhouetted batter logo patch book. See, these are very low percentages, so very low. One case out of 200, and if it's under one, it just rounds down to 0. Okay, 18 times we hit the hat patch, which is pretty cool. 99 times we got silver signings. 138 times we got Inception jumbo patch. So that's what you can expect. Inception autograph patch 198 times. That's pretty good for a case break. Then we got 200 rookie and emerging stars autographs. So there's some good stuff. Base set, obviously. So there you go. There's all the sets and the frequency at which they hit. Again, 7 cards per pack, and you get 16 boxes per case. Okay, so what about players? Who has the most autographs? Vaughn Grissom, Corbin Carroll. Sorry, talking for a while here. Jeter Downs. These are the guys with the most autographs in this set. So if you're looking for frequency of autographs by player, that's how many. I didn't calculate the base exactly, so I just put many there. Total number of cards. This includes about 500 cards for the base, so just subtract 500 from that if you want to know for parallels and autographs. And that's what it is there. So pretty much the same order, but let's just go by autographs. Who has the total most amount of autographs? Acuna and Bobby Witt, Adley Rutschman. These are good names to have a lot. So your likelihood to hit an autograph from those players is decent. Okay, we'll keep going through a couple of these. This is sorted by the autograph field. So this is the players with the most autographs. And we'll just do like 2 more. That way you can see who has the most. Then it starts to get kind of low there. Julio Rodriguez. And I mentioned before, like the Mariners have a bad checklist strength, and that's because, well, they got Ichiro, we got there's some autographs in there, but very low frequency of them. So that's why the checklist strength is so low. George Kirby has the most for the Mariners. So this is kind of how you can interpret this. There are some like Juan Soto, Acuna, Julio Rodriguez, triple auto. That's pretty awesome. But I don't have ROI attached. That's too hard for me to automate attaching ROI to those triple relics. And it's hard to get a good value. So anyway, our triple autographs. So number of cards by team, we kind of already went over this, so I'll just skip over it. But you have your unique cards, and that's what the checklists normally give you. But I also use the print run and then add a few for the base, a couple 500 to 1,000 or whatever. And I don't do that because the set only has 1,000 base cards. I do that because it bogs down my computer if I add too many. So we're looking at a lot more than 12,000, but this order is correct, okay? So that's the order of the teams and how many cards they have in this set. There you go. What about print runs? Are you searching for one-of-ones? Well, this set has 513 of them. And if you are searching for one-of-ones, here's the teams in this first column, total cards out of 1, that you should be looking for if you're chasing a one-of-one. Okay, Braves, Orioles, Cardinals, Cubs, they have the most. And then we can go, and now we're getting into the teens. So let's just keep moving. That's for one-of-ones. Now, when I do the case break simulation, I like to show you some of the results. So one way to do that is to show you the final case of the case break. That's case 200. Just give you an idea of the quality of cards. So we did get some autographs from like Yordan Alvarez, Anthony Rizzo. That's pretty nice. And then we got some younger guys that we might not be totally stoked about. But that's okay. And then we keep going. There's some good ones. Look at that. Dual auto right there. Byron Buxton. That's a parallel. Other autographs. Okay. So that's kind of the quality that you can expect. I think this really does mimic and mirror reality. And when you get into these breaks, you get some great hits, but you also get some, not so great hits. And that's just life. So let's look at how many one-of-ones. Now we're talking about 200 cases. Okay, so that was just one case, but now I'm talking about all 200, okay? These are the simulation results. How many one-of-ones did we get? If you are chasing one-of-ones, we got 33 one-of-ones. And here's, you can look at this and see the quality of some are great. Gunnar Henderson, some aren't great. Okay, we got 33, which means that less than 1/4 of the time, so probably 1 in every 6 to 8 cases, there will be a 1 of 1. 1 in every 6 to 8 cases. That's not great. You know, you want to see something higher than that. But again, 1 of 1s are supposed to be rare, and sometimes they're not. Okay, so ROI, let's look at the difference between the ROI by team by the first 20 cases that we break. Okay, so sometimes the Padres are high, sometimes the Diamondbacks are high, sometimes other teams are high. So look at just how it's distributed, and you can take screenshots of this and figure out which teams you absolutely don't want to take because they're always low. And that's kind of a good way. The Reds might always be low, the Guardians. So just look at these. This is the first 20 case breaks in my 200 case break simulation, and how the teams differ in the ROI. These bars represent total ROI, okay, for that case. So that is how you read these charts and use them. See, sometimes the Guardians do hit really well. This is just how the cookie crumbles. Now, cards by team for those 200, do they match the order in which the checklist does? Not quite. There's some differences here. So I got the most Red Sox, then Mets, Yankees, Royals, Marlins, and you can kind of see the top 20 here. So in a simulated case break situation, the order changes. So maybe you want to buy the Red Sox just given that you hope to hit more. It's not a bad idea to follow that type of logic. You just want to hit more. Maybe you get autographs, maybe you don't. It's up to you. Whoops, don't even worry about that. Simulation results. Okay, so this is just for print run. So I did get some 1 of 1s here. I got those 33. I got most for the Cardinals, Red Sox, Cubs. So kind of similar to the order that they were in before. That's just for 1 of 1s. And then the number of cards by team. So let's just look at the way, this is for, again, for the 200 cases. I got autographs in this order, in the simulation. I got autographs in that order. Now we can also look at the parallels and see how we did with parallels, this order, and that many cards. But overall, most people want autographs. So let's look at Cardinals, Royals, Reds, Marlins, Pirates. That's who I got autos from. And that is it. That is 2023 Topps Inception. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you like, don't like, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.